Hey guys, it's Ninja Nanas. I'm back to do another Spire floor. This time it is floor 32 of the Sky Spire, the third tower. The allowed affinity is fire, and the types are spirit, corrupt, honored, and technological. So this boss has a legendary regen. So it's going to fully heal at the end of every turn. So that's going to be a little difficult if you have weak cards, but we'll see what we can come up with. His attack is 15,503. The health is very, very low, 3,100,020. And the defense is also very low, 775. So this hopefully can be a one-shot deal. That's what you're going to try to go for. If you do end up having to actually fight the boss, since I think I might take it out on the first or second hit, I'm just going to say now that the best thing to do with the legendary regenerative is to build up as many power gems as you can. Don't make fire gem matches at all. And as much as you can, avoid doing that. And once you get a sufficient amount of fire gems, just take it out in one shot. So I mean, it's obvious. This floor really isn't. It shouldn't be that hard, especially with the low health and the types of cards that I have in mind. So let's try to build a deck, or sort of build a deck. Give you some ideas. I don't know if my audio is working right now. I've been told that it hasn't here and there, so I could be talking to myself right now. I have no idea. So I'll try to do as much visual as I can along with talking, which I'm really good at. So the first one we're going to go for is Spirit, Fire Spirit. I'm probably going to stick with this team. I usually do. I put him in there. He's a 2-turn with bonus attack. So every 2 turns, he's going to create 3 power gem 4s and receive the bonus attack buff for 1 turn. So he's going to hit, and then he's going to hit again for 150% of the damage of the first attack. I'm probably going to use him and accompany him with this guy, 4 of him actually, I think. So the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is probably what I'm going to end up using. But we have other choices. I don't know how I ended up with 4 of those support heroes. They make 8 gems and heal, I believe. Just check real quick. 8 gems and heals for 5,000. So I just stick them all in there and go at it, and it's usually a one-shot deal. So we'll go next to Corrupt. Here I would obviously not use the Wardens. I wouldn't use this guy because he was part of a rainbow deck. I don't like rainbow decks. They're not fun to me. They're just annoying, really. My least favorite type of deck. And then but if I had to, I would stick him in there, and then him. He creates 6 fire gems. He's a 3-turn. Now, his passive, if the entire board has been converted to a rainbow in one turn, heal for 1,000%. Well, I don't have the whole deck, so I would never have an entire rainbow board. So these two would be out, even though they are, they are pretty powerful. This guy here, he makes 10 gems. He's a 3-turn, 10 gems to fire. So he's kind of like a gem destroyer, but not quite. Next is Honored. And if I were to use any of him, it would be him. He makes 4 power gem 1s. While Jaunted, he's doubled. I obviously don't have this full deck. And he would apply the Jaunted, whatever, I don't know what to call it, the Jaunted skill. But without the whole deck, it's really pointless unless you're just trying to pack a bunch of cards that create gems in there. You could throw them all together. This guy creates 1 fire gem now and for the next 2 turns, plus 1 additional per 20 honored intensity. He generates 5 honored intensity per turn. So he would be good with the Scary or Terror Aegis because he would use his battle skill and he would continue to make gems for the next 2 turns without you having to worry about his skill meter being sucked down to 0 and you having to wait until you could use him. He's basically like a 3-turn in a row card. And last but not least is Tech. I have like a mix of crazy right here. She makes, I think, 3 or 4. She's a 1-turn. 3 fire gems. And without the whole deck again, it's really pointless to put her in there unless you just want her. If she's one of your only options and you just need to build gems. I don't use any of these. Inspire, I don't even know what this one does. Creates 1 fire power gem 1 and 1 additional for every 8 stacks of technological intensity. And her passive increases the drop rate of fire gems for the first 3 turns. Unless you had a relic to power up the technological intensity, I wouldn't suggest using her. This one right here, you could use her with her to power up her intensity. Her battle skill is attacks for 2,000% and increases technological intensity by 10. And that's every single turn. So by the end towards the end of your 20 turns, you could have, let's say, a pretty decent amount of fire gem 1s, we'll say. I'm not going to do the math right now. It's late, too late for math, and I hate it anyway. So because I want to use a technological relic, because I have, I think, 2 that I have in mind, I'm going to use probably just one tech card. It's just going to be her. Okay, and this guy right here, he is an immunity card, but for every 5 turns. So you would have to line up your turns and your cooldowns and your everything to match up with his 5-turn cooldown. You'd have to make sure you get hit in 5 turns. So he's not someone I would use. So I got her over there, and I'm going to go back to my spirit team. Okay, and I'm going to stick him in there. He is the bonus attack. Okay, and the 3 power gem 4s. And I think he also, let's see, every 4 turns creates 4 power gem 2s and dispels 1 buff from an enemy, but there are no buffs. So, you don't have to worry about that. You can't counter the Aegises with anything, ever. So I'm going to put these guys in here. I think they're 4 turn. Let me check this one. Yeah, 4 turns. Get one more in there. And again, check to make sure he's not a leader for GVG. And he's not. So he's going to give 300% damage for all Fire Slayer heroes. And this is an entire deck of Slayers. So now we're going to throw in our relics. I do have the one technological card in there, so I can use this one. I don't actually know that I've ever used that one right there. Let's see. Increases attack of epical heroes by 937. Creates 4 fire gems at the beginning of battle. Increases technological intensity by 5 per turn. And if more than 10 power gems exist, on the board, receive 10% less damage for 1 turn, as long as a tech is on the team. Wow, I've never used them before. Now, if I'm going for 1 shot, the first opening shot, to take the boss out, since it's only about 3 million health, I would probably think it's a good idea to stick those in there. Let me just read one more thing. Creates 4. Okay, so they're going to create 8 gems between them. This guy here is a water cannon, so I don't know why I put him in there. Okay, so we'll go down to Fire Slayer. And here, this relic goes with the Spirit team. So, I'm sorry, I'm just reading ahead. Okay, well, in case there's no audio, I'm not going to bother reading that. You can see what it says there. Lots of stuff. Good relic. One more thing. 1 fire gem per Fire Slayer hero he's going to make. So that's going to be 4 plus those other 2 relics. They're going to be 8, and 12. That's 12 so far. And then whatever additional gems they make. So this is technological. And one more. Put this one because it's the Spirit. Part of the Spirit Ultimate Relic. It's little pieces. All right, so we're going to go right into battle. I hope I showed you some suggestions. I'm sorry if I went a little too fast or too slow. At certain times, I'm very tired. That's no excuse, but it is tonight. So, oh well. So, okay, let's go right in there. Okay. And that's the other Spire team. Okay. So, here we go. And I'm pretty sure this guy's going to go down immediately. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Lots of times, by the way. Turn the sound off. Thank you. Okay, so there's his Aegis. Fully heals at the end of every turn. I think this is going to be it. I think it's going to be a one-hit deal. So I'm sorry if it is, and I can't show you how to actually fight a legendary Aegis, but there are other videos that I've made that have that in them. So if you want to see what to do with a legendary regen Aegis, you could just look up a video and see how I did it with other bosses. Okay, so I'm just gonna see what happens here. Yep. Well, that was no fun. I like a good fight. Building the deck is part of the fun for me, actually. It's my favorite part of the whole entire game. Let's see. I get a lot of wisps in the spire. And then some relic material. Tons of that, too. You'll get plenty of those. Whatever. Okay, so next floor is going to be 32. And I will do that shortly. Either tonight, right away, or tomorrow morning. So thank you for joining me. And I hope to see you next time. If there was no audio, please let me know. There's no way in the world you would know I'm saying that if there is no audio. If there were any other mistakes and there is audio, please let me know. I'm open to suggestions, criticism, whatever. Anything so that I can improve my Spire skills and help other people along with theirs. Okay, guys, have a good night.